Today I got my boy Ibby Tarafdar on the show. This guy's one of the realest guys I've known. I know him for about 3-4 years now, probably. It's been quite a while. I used to live in Cardiff, and when I used to live in Cardiff, Ibby was like one of the people I could actually go to and actually have a real conversation with and actually get like a new perspective on things. And for that, I'm very grateful, and it's awesome to have you on the show. So Ibby, just introduce yourself, bro. Do what you do, man. Just say a little bit about who you are so they know who you are.
My name's Ibby Tarafdar. I'm a graphic designer based in Wales, but I'm international now.
Yeah.
But there's not much to say. Like, you know, these days everybody can just go online and just see who you are, innit? So I don't really introduce myself like that, but you know, I'm a creative man. I'm a free spirit. I do a lot of design work, and that's pretty much me, man.
Yeah, man. What got you into design work, man?
Shit.
Like, where did it start for you, man? Was it like something that triggered it?
It's funny you mentioned that, what got me into design, because the other day I was going through my old stuff in my house, and I've got all my reports from when I was in primary school. I got reports. Do you collect your reports?
Yeah.
So I got reports from primary school, bro. And when I look through my reports, you know, you can read about the subjects, like which subjects you're good at.
Yeah.
Bruv, art and English, yeah,
right.
I was a master. It was like Ibby always pays attention to detail in his drawings. He's a perfectionist, but when it comes to reading, he's always advanced at reading. He's always trying to learn how to read. He's always reading books that are at a higher level compared to everybody else in the class.
Cool.
So that's from like primary school, and that's from like 7 years old and shit.
Yeah.
So them two, if you add up art and English or art and books, that's graphic communication, innit?
Yeah,
that's
right.
them two. It's communication through visuals.
Yeah, right.
So it's perfect. So you could say.
So when did you realise that by like enjoying these subjects and this is what you were naturally good at? When did you realise that it could probably lead into graphic communication? Was it like you were looking at the uni courses and you were like, this will probably work?
I was just. First of all, I was just naturally good at art in it. Like, art is easy. Like, you give me pen and paper now, it's easy.
It's just fun. It's like flow.
It's easy. Like, I had it from when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. But what happened? I done A levels, and you know when you do A levels, you pick some random subject that you think you're good at.
You try to fill them full, don't you, man? Yeah.
So I picked some A levels, and I picked science and shit, man. Can you believe that? Fucking hell. Me doing science. What the fuck, biology?
Imagine you being a doctor today, man. That'd be mad.
Damn, man. I'm a doctor of design, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no
Ibby Tarafdar up on Instagram. Ibby Tarafdar.
Yo, that's at the end, man. They don't even know who I am yet. You know what I'm saying? So they don't give a shit about me right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go on.
I need to add that value, man.
Go on. Keep going.
I had a good careers advisor, innit? You know careers. Did you ever go to a careers advisor?
Yeah. You have them in like school, innit? Usually, like, next
but
to the teachers department.
I had a very good careers advisor, because I know a lot of careers advisors, they don't give a shit about you, innit?
So I've never
they
been
just
to one.
think you're just another person. But this careers advisor is partially, you know, because of me and because of her. I kept asking questions. She was like, "Oh, what do you think about this? She kept going through all these job titles that I can have in it, and I was like, nah, none of them clicked with me in it. And then she said graphic design, and she mentioned like toy design, packaging design, character design, clothing, like all these different things. I was like, yo, that's me.
Yeah,
like
right.
you can do that for a living. I couldn't believe it, innit? And it's funny because she printed out you know, the job description of a graphic designer. She printed it out from like 2006 or 2007, ages ago, and I got that still in my house. So you know, when my documentary and shit come out, like they're gonna be, all the sources are there, you know what I'm saying? So man, she printed that out, I got it, and then boom, I done graphic design in college, and I just killed it. I was always ahead of everybody in the class, and it was natural.
Do you think it was important that you did something you naturally liked, because that way you wanted to work? It's like you excelled because it was like you wanted to do it. There wasn't like, it was intrinsic motivation, like you had to go do it. You couldn't just be there doing nothing. For me, like when I do my work, it's like I have to do it, because I can't sit there for too long doing nothing about it, because my soul, my inner being will just be like, alright, I have to make something now, I have to create. So is it similar for you?
Yeah, it's the same, man. Like even some of these projects that I get, like, that's why I pick my shots with my clients right now, man. I really talk to the clients and see what they're about.
What do you mean by like pick your shots?
I pick my shots. Like if I have like 100 people message me about design work here, I'm not gonna work with 100 people. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pick 5 people. You know what I'm saying? And those 5 people, they're special people.
Is it for money, or is it because like you wanna like?
Nah,
like,
bro, I don't do nothing.
What's your criteria for picking a shot?
my criteria is like.
And this goes for creatives who are like probably picking their shots as well.
Yeah, you gotta pick your shots. Like I only work with people that I connect with, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like if I connect with them, so I talk to them, I get to find out like where their head is at. Like, do they really care about the project, or do they just want to make money?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people hit me up. Oh, I want to start a clothing brand. Why the fuck do you want to start a clothing brand? Nobody cares about your clothing brand.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody
Yeah,
cares
no,
about
facts,
you, bro.
Facts.
But they're like, oh yeah, you know, I want to make some money, but I seen, you know, so and so is doing. They're always comparing to like so and so
to another person.
A good example to use is like Gymshark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know how many times I heard that story? Like, you can't recreate that story, bro.
Yeah.
That happened in that time. Yeah. You can't recreate it.
What do you mean?
So,
go deeper. What do you mean by Gymshark? As an example.
yeah, as in like they picked their shot like when social media was on the up, on the rise, or when getting stuff out to celebrities was like a new thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like nobody cares about so and so wearing your gear. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You can even get into the Kardashians. People still don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, it's like I don't work
Yeah,
with
it's
people
like
that.
I think if you're gonna work just for money, or you're gonna try start something for money, like one of the big things with startups is timing. So your timing needs to be good. You need to enter the market at the right time. But usually, when you're doing something you love, you're gonna provide so much more value than everybody else that you almost become timeless in a sense.
Timing is like, that's another thing, man. How you can't select the timing. It's a feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say. People think, oh yeah, when you know I time the shot, then you can't. It's not. It doesn't work like that. It's like a reaction. If someone throws a punch, you just dodge it. It's just a reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how it feels like for me. Like certain things have happened, and I know it's because I just reacted to it, and it just happened to be the right time.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I didn't say it's the right time to do this. It just happened.
Yeah.
So it's different for everybody, man.
What advice would you give to like creative people like yourself? Let's say you're a graphic designer, fashion designer. Usually anyone creative, usually working as a freelancer. Because you're a freelancer, right?
Yeah, I have my own company, so
So it's not even like you started off in freelancing, right? What advice would you have to someone who's beginning, who's got a passion for what they're doing, but want to attain clients, want to move their shit forward? Like, what would you say to them? Because like you're very qualified to say this, do you know?
Yeah, of course, man. You know what, man? Like I always assess myself, and I always look through my successes, and I'm always like, how did I even get here? And that's an interesting question you ask, because I think back at like, when did I first get my first client? Like, how did I even get my first client? Like, what the hell? And it was through family and friends, innit?
Right.
That's how it starts off. So, you know, you make a logo for so-and-so for like £40, £50, you know what I'm saying? Like, little money like that, man. And now it's like, value is like mad high, innit? So it's like, the difference, man. So obviously the portfolio started to build up like that. Family and friends. And then they linked me up with someone bigger, and then boom. And it's also about how you market yourself.
So it's kind of like starting with the people who are around you. Use your network, tap into that first, and then it'll grow from there.
You start from there. But it's also how big you want to get, and it's also like
very good point.
Who do you want to see your work? Do you know what I'm saying? Because you can just do work for people that are in that circle. Then you can stay within that circle. You can be that guy in that circle. You can be that guy in that city. You know what I'm saying? For example, I could be the guy of Cardiff. I can take over, do all the design work here.
It's like being a plumber, really. It's like, everyone goes to you because you're the plumber guy. I mean, I know it's different. You're a graphic designer, but people go to the local plumber. Yeah, it's Matt. We know Matt.
We know Matt, bro.
or like you could go international, like you, man, and really.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So
I never wanted to be that guy in it. Like that was just boxed in.
Boring, isn't it?
So, yeah, man. It's so boring, and not just that, man. It's like the people that see your work in it is different as well. Like the people in Cardiff seeing my work, they don't. I was giving like high quality work to people. They don't even know that they were getting it.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like they didn't even know what the fuck they were getting. Like the value of that work. But
I got another question for you actually. How do you go about communicating the value of your work? Because someone who may not be as creative as you are, or can see conceptual value, or like something a bit like creative.
Right.
How do you go across like being like, oh yeah, this is actually dope for this reason, and this reason? And what makes someone put a higher price on your work? For other creatives who are listening.
First of all, it's confidence, and you gotta believe in your work. You know what I'm saying? Cool. I believe in my work. Everything that I do, I believe in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like every curve, every color, shape, typography, everything is thought out. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not just there to look good. You know what I mean? Cool. So it's not even about selling, man. It's just honest. Yeah. That's the way I designed it.
It's like make something you believe in first.
Yeah. So I started off like that, and then these guys, they would just see the passion, and they would just they'll just buy into it. But obviously, you know, when it comes to money and that, when it comes to like, number one, Cardiff is small. So
Right.
the money pot is small,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
So people are tighter with the money pot. Right.
The money pot is small, man. So obviously when you get to bigger places, money pot is bigger.
Yeah,
innit?
explain that, man. How did you get about going to bigger places? And give us some examples, man, because obviously I know, but the audience won't.
So obviously, first of all, I started off with the little jobs around Cardiff, built that up. Obviously, my first big piece was like the bistro, you know, when I done like the bistro design on Cruas Road.
Okay.
So
that was for a coffee store, yeah?
Yeah, that was for like...
Was that like the first actual business you worked for? Like,
that was like
recently?
my first like logo on display, like the signage, the menus, like
That's
people
dope.
were actually...
How did that feel? Did that feel really
yeah,
good?
of course, man. What the hell? That's a big thing, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
for real,
your
yeah.
shit is like real. It's out
a
there.
real proud moment, innit?
It's on the
Yeah.
street, innit? Do you know what I mean? So that was one of the big moments for me. And then seeing people as well, like going into the bistro and interacting with my menu that I designed, like everything on that menu was thought out. Like I placed every item in a specific way to control their eyes and everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So everything was thought out. So just seeing that in action was like, that was a good moment, man.
Yeah.
I write all these moments down, by the way. I have
yeah.
greatest designs moments.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you journal?
Yeah, I write a lot,
Yeah.
man. I always write it because you need to, man. You need to, because you forget it. You know, when you have so many successes one after another, and at that time, that was a big moment for me. I thought that was it, innit?
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, yo, this is big. But then obviously so much
That's
is
a
happening.
really interesting point, and it's like you document all your successes.
Yeah.
So I guess like the further you move forward in your life, you almost forget how you got there.
Yeah.
And there's like so many like micro things, like I met this person who connected me to him, success. Or like I managed to sell my first T-shirt to him, or you know, little things like that.
Yo,
that
is all step by step, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's never like a leap. Like people see me and they think it's a leap. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a leap because they don't see all the little things that go into it. Do you know what I'm saying?
And
So,
like the hours you put into your craft.
hours,
as well,
bro.
man.
It's like my girlfriend says I'm like a robot, bro. Because when I get home, I'm just like zonked out in it because I don't want to stop. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I like it. That's just me, innit?
It's good, man. It's like the same with me, bro. It's like I love working because I love what I do. It's like not like it's like I don't love working for the sake of working. Like I love making stuff that I actually intrinsically find fun in doing.
It fulfills you, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man.
So obviously, that was the bistro. Then I had other moments where I'll be walking on the street and someone give me a flyer that I made. You know what I'm saying? So that was so funny. I'm like, oh, hold on, I made this. Like, do you know what I mean? So that was like.
Would you like to take one? No, you look at it. Wait, bro, that's mine. Still.
That's mine, bro.
Yeah,
Do you know
I
what I'm saying? I made that, bro. So these are like local successes, innit? And
Talk about the bigger successes and how you got there, man.
You know what, man? It's all organic, you know. So the first.
What do you mean by organic? Because
organic as in like I didn't set out to go in that direction.
Right.
An opportunity popped up and I just reacted to it. I took the opportunity and then boom, that becomes something.
Do you think taking the opportunity that arises is very important? Because some people, like for me, I take every opportunity I can if I can.
Yeah, you gotta stay ready, innit? Like if you stay ready, like if you're always like working on your craft, when the opportunity comes up, you're already ready to go, innit?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So the first one was the boxing. So there was a Cuban fighter, Guillermo Rigondeaux, and he signed to Roc Nation. So I knew of him because I love boxing and that's my interest. So I think that was in 2017, I would say, 2017. Like he had a fight in Cardiff, innit? So that was like, I was like, what the fuck's he doing in Cardiff? Do you know what I mean? But that's another story.
Yeah.
But anyway,
how did you get him? Like, how did you get?
So I hit up one of his people on Instagram, innit? And I just
you reached out.
I reached out, but it wasn't to do with design work. It was just to meet them. Do you know what I mean? Just to see the boxer, just to say what's up. And they were like, "Yo, what do you do?" And this was like, I've already interacted with some Americans, but these guys were like, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, "Graphic design." They were like, "Show me your work." I showed them some of my work. They were like, "We, if you can do a logo for Regal, maybe he would wear it." I was like, okay, cool. Because they planted that seed, innit? Like, it wasn't even meant.
Yeah, it's kind of like putting yourself in like new situations and being open to experience and open to potential opportunity. Because I guess like you went there and in the back of your mind you're probably thinking, if these guys hit me up for graphic design work, though, it's gonna be dope.
I didn't.
Like, not at all?
I didn't even think about it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't even in my head, man. So when they said that, it kind of I was like, oh shit, like I can actually make something. So obviously I made him the logo. I sent it to their team. They loved it. They showed it around to a few people in the gym. They loved it. So they used it in it, and that was like the first. Obviously, he's 2-time Olympic gold medalist, so he's kind of a big deal, you know. But he's at the end of his career, so the timing was a bit off. But still, it was like my first big project because he was signed to Roc.
What kind of like confidence did that give you in terms of leading on? Did that lead on to a lot more bigger projects?
Yeah, obviously that obviously like. I'm trying to pinpoint exactly which order it went in it, because there's so many things that have happened, man. But obviously from that I was able to say, yo, I did Rigo's logo, like I can do your logo, do you know what I mean? And then I had that relationship with Floyd Mayweather's best friend, so that one.
Yeah, crazy.
So
you're telling me you went out to Vegas, man. You've met Floyd Mayweather, like you're chilling with him and that, right?
Yeah.
What's that like, man? What's Floyd like? What's Floyd like in person, man?
Yeah, Floyd is a good guy, man. Like, I've seen him do lots of acts of kindness in it, you know what I'm saying? I've seen fans go up to Floyd and security stop them, and Floyd is like, nah. He pulls them forward, takes a picture with them. Yo, I seen him pay people money, pay people money, like, yo, grab the backpack, gets the backpack, zoop, open it, stack. There you go. Like, people bring him work here, and he pay them. He's like, how much you want? They like, they don't know what to say because they don't expect that from him, innit?
Right.
But no cameras, nothing is there. Like, I seen this happen in the gym. Do you know what I'm saying? Private session, no phones, nothing allowed. Right. So it's like...
Yeah, it's like everyone's got this, like, I don't think everyone does, but a lot of people have this perception about him that he's just like, it's not a nice guy, but like, it's funny because like, people you assume that probably like, because they work so hard to get where they are, like, they have probably, is he a lot more humble than people tend to think?
Of course, man. He's so real, man. Like, he says what's up to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time, he was in his car and he seen me and my girl and he waved at us.
Seriously?
Do you know what I'm saying? I see people driving a fucking Ford Focus, when they see you, they don't want to say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
We got Floyd driving his Rolls Royce, and he's saying what's up. It just taught me a lot of things about like humbleness and realness in it, because I'm like, yo, if this guy can do that and he's top, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Do you know what I'm saying?
When did like graphic design start feeling like, I always felt real to you as a creative, but when was it like, you said you got your first big project with the bistro. How long was the process from when you began doing it to getting the bistro? So people get like an insight into how long it actually took you to get like proper business and grow your own actual business as Ibby Tarafdar.
I would say it took me about 4 years to get to the bistro.
Right.
Yeah, but I was doing work in uni in it. I was just doing bits and bobs for people, local people. Then I got the bistro whilst I finished uni. I got the bistro, then I got the Rigo project, and then obviously after that I got the tank project in it. So that was Gervonta Davis in it. That was the big one in it, because
I knew that. I just wanted you to answer.
The way it happened, man. Come on, man. I can't believe I got my work to like that much. He's big, like, do you know what I'm saying? He's not like a small guy, innit?
It's kind of like it's the network effect, really. Innit? You met one person, they connect you to someone else. And,
that's it. And it's crazy because I was speaking to Floyd's friend at one time, and I said, yo, I want to do some work for Tank. And then he looked at me and he goes, yo, where we're from, he just answered me this one thing, and I remember I wrote it down. He goes, where we're from, we don't talk, we just bring the work. I was like, shit, this guy from Harlem, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they so direct. He looked at me and he just said, yo, where we're from, we don't talk, we just bring the work. And I was just like, I remember I was just like, okay, because what the fuck do you say to that, bro?
You're just shocked.
Like, okay. Right, yo, bro, I went home, I created that logo within a week, Within a week, I was zonked out, focused. Boom, I done the logo, A lot of people don't know the full story, but I'm not going to reveal the whole story, but I just reveal the snippets in it. So I had done the design, I had contacted Floyd's friend, he hooked me up with Tank, and then Tank seen the design and said, can you make 2 more designs?
Right.
He actually didn't like. He did like it, but he didn't. He wanted to see variation in it.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
And I just told him I just told him why this design is the best design. Like, I just explained why every curve, detail, everything is considered, and why this is the perfect design for him. His next message was like, I like it, let's use it.
Yeah.
So straight away, like, I could have been a little bitch.
It's kind of like being
boy.
assertive, man, about what you do.
Yeah, I could have been like, oh, you know what, this guy's so big, man, like, maybe I'll come up with a few more designs. But I knew the greatness in it. He couldn't see it because...
That's interesting, because you know me, if I was in your position, I'd probably be like, yeah, let's make another 2 designs. It's interesting how you were like, no.
Nah, and I learned so much from that because it took a lot of confidence to say that, innit? Because you could have lost the client. Do you get me?
So I work in advertising, man, so I work on like a lot of different briefs with different companies, right? And it's like, rarely would someone in advertising say to the client, this is going to work. I guess it's like, you take it or leave it. And I'm thinking having that confidence to leave a situation, it's like when clients set up and take you a bit more seriously. It's like, this is what I think is the best work. If you want to take it, look, someone else will help you.
Bro, I just believed in it, innit? I just believed in it. I seen the vision, you know what I'm saying? I visualized it already. I seen the lifespan of the logo, you know what I'm saying? So I already knew how big it was going to be. And then boom, he was like, yo, I like it. Here's my manager, boom. And I went to Vegas to sign that contract for the copyrights and shit. Like, fuck, people don't even know this shit, man. I was in Vegas signing contracts and shit. I'm like, what the fuck's going on in my life, bro? Do you get me?
Sure.
So so the first time he wore the logo, like Under Armour approved it because he was sponsored by Under Armour. So Under Armour had to like approve the logo because they're manufacturing all the clothes and that. So they seen the logo and they're like, yo, who made this? So they were interested as well. But I knew my logo is better than all Under Armour people. Like I'm a top level designer. I'm not like some hood designer. You know what I'm saying? Like
some shit like that. Yeah.
Do you get me? So Under Armour liked it, and then boom, they made all the clothes for the fight. All the fight kit and that. And I remember when Tank wore it at the press conference, because that was like, you know when you see a bunch of dudes come out wearing your logo, you're like, fucking hell, bro, that's the army right there, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So and cameras, all the cameras,
Was you there?
Yeah, I was there, obviously, in London. That was the first time he wore the logo.
Must have been a real proud moment, man.
Yeah, that was like obviously the next level up in it, because the logo was everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like BBC Sports, Sky Sports, like in America, Showtime, everything. It was everywhere. So it went like, people were commenting like, yo, that's a dope logo, where he get that hat from. I was reading all these comments, I'm like, yo, shit, I made that in a coffee shop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
was that a break for your business? Did you get a lot of clients?
Yeah, that was a big break, because people would actually like Google specifically like Gervonta Davies logo design, and they'll find me in it. And that's how I bagged my first client from LA. So what happened, I was in Vegas, I went to a fight, and some dude come up to me, he's like, yo, you the guy who designed Tank logo? I'm like, who the fuck this guy? I'm like, who are you, bro? And he's like, yo, I'm a journalist, but can I do an interview with you? Like, on the spot. Imagine you're just chilling, you're with your girl, and some guy run up on you, and he's like, yo, can I do an interview with you? I'm like, in the moment, I had to think, like,
let's do it.
I was like, yo, let's go. And then straight away, he's like, yo, I'm with the best graphic designer in the world right now. I'm like, yo, what a fucking opening.
Man, I probably should have said that.
Americans, man, jeez, they big you up on another level, man.
Americans, like, they're very, like, high energy people, aren't they, man?
High energy.
I want to move America one day, man. I want to move, like, New York or something.
Yeah, you should move, man. I think it really is the land of opportunity. Like, when you go to America, you realize you don't have to pick up any work in the UK. Like, it's small.
Would you move to America?
We'll see how things go in it. So
see where things go.
So anyway, that interview, man, that guy interviewed me, and some guy in LA seen that interview. He seen it on YouTube, and that's how he found me. He found my work. He researched me. He researched everything about me, bro. He researched like which university I went to.
So he even pre-planned you before he met you.
Yeah, he pre-planned me, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he researched, and then he hit me up with this big email, and then boom. That guy paid me a couple G's, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he's from LA as well.
Just out the random, a couple grand.
Yeah, out the random. Like, I was like, yo, what's your budget? He had some big budget and shit. I was like, oof, what's going on here? Guy was ringing me, and you know what? On the phone, it comes up saying location Beverly Hills and shit. I'm getting phone calls like, Beverly Hills? Who the fuck is calling me from Beverly Hills?
Let me pick this up, yo.
Yo, I'm like thinking, what is going on, bro?
Hey, it's Brad Pitt.
Yo.
For real.
These are things that, like, you know, you can't put this on the gram, like, it's too much,
man,
like,
sure.
you know what I mean?
Bro, what's your views on social media, man? Because, like, as I get older, man, I'm starting to fuck less with social media. I'm more like, I'm going to do my work.
First of all,
but there's opportunity from it.
Let me tell you something, man, because I watch everything, you know what I'm saying? I see everything, So I see you too, and I see you, and I see your videos on that you were doing a few months ago, whatnot. And in my head, because I'm a bit older than you, how old are you?
19.
Oh, fuck, I'm like 28.
No, I'm 20 in 10 days, man. man. Send me a
28.
birthday gift.
Yo, so I'm like almost 10 years older than you. So,
Right, yeah.
and this is when experience kicks in. This is when a lot of people used to, Floyd. They used to always talk about Floyd Mayweather, like experience will always beat the youth, and I never understood it fully because I didn't understand what that meant. But now I understand because I see a lot of things that you guys do. I'm like, it's like you're gonna gas out. You're high energy right now, innit?
Yeah.
But you can't keep it up for long because it takes up too much energy and time.
Right.
And soon you realize, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like every day waking up doing videos. It's like a lot of energy. You're gonna gas out, and that's probably what happened to you.
Yeah,
Probably
man.
gassed out. You're probably like, you know what?
bro,
I can't be bothered doing this shit.
You must have remembered like 2 years ago.
I seen it. I'm like, yo, give us some months, even years.
Yeah.
Gas is gone.
Yeah, you remember, man, we used to talk about this. I remember like I used to do videos when I used to live in Cardiff, man. I stopped doing them because I just felt, what's the point? I may as well work. I may as well do something rather than talk. You know what I mean? And it's like, but
No, it's good to talk, but it's just like
occasionally talk when you have something to say.
You should focus more on building your individuality first,
Yeah,
and then share it.
And then share it with people.
Rather than share it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a limit in it. And
Yeah,
same
for
with
sure.
me. Even me, a few years ago, people message me saying, yo, I want to see those videos. I'm like, number one, like, that's when I realized I'm not in control. Like, people are demanding me. I'm like, what the nah, I'm not a slave, boy.
It's like, man, I feel like one day I'm going to listen back to these podcasts and think, I was so young. Like, but in a good way, like, man, like, I grew a lot from this moment, you know what I mean? And hopefully people can actually hear it in me as well. So, like, if they're listening and tuning in my podcast, eventually be like, yo, this guy's really changed, man. Or like, shit, do you know what I mean?
That's what life is about, man. You learn, innit, as you're going along. So, that's why it's...
What advice do you have to younger people, man, like us?
Bro, just control social media, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real... It doesn't give you an opportunity to develop your uniqueness, your individuality. When you're spending too much time looking at other people and looking at all these distractions stretching you, you don't get a chance to develop who you are, your core. Because this is the money, you know what I'm saying? The core is the money. And if you don't have a chance to develop that, you just become like a stretched Fahran, a stretched Zach. You know what I'm saying? You don't really get to know yourself fully because you're getting so many different insights into other people. You're like, I could be like this guy. You're getting stretched, bro. You don't even know it.
Yeah, it's like ever since I've stopped going, I put a limit 45 minutes a day, even though I usually about 20 minutes a day, right? Ever since I've gone off social media, I imagine a lot more. Yeah. My creative work so much better.
Your focus goes up.
Yeah, because it's like when you go on social media, everyone puts out the same shit. It's because everyone's doing the same shit, all like clones. Someone's developing their own personal, unique touch, and like this is still something I'm figuring out. So I'm saying this in like kind of like manifesting at the same time. But I feel like I'm finding a lot more of my core as I'm coming off social media, and I hope to develop it more. So when I look at you, I think the reason I've always naturally been inclined to you, because I've always sensed you've had that real strong core, which you don't see in a lot, even older people you don't see it in. I see it in you very strongly, man. It's something very admirable about you.
Thanks, man. Like, honestly, it's hard, man. It's not easy, do you know what I'm saying? It's not easy. Like, Instagram is like crack, innit? It's like you just grab it every few seconds, and it's like, that's why I leave my phone and stuff in other places. I switch off all notifications. Like, I really, like, it's a real fight, innit? It's not something that's easy. It's a fight, man.
So it's kind of designed like, you know, like on Twitter they say, like, you know, when you pull it up, it's like a roulette machine. Like, it's like little psychological things that make you want to come back and engage more.
Come on, man. It's hypnosis, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
There's a book called Hooked on it by, I think it's Eric Nile, and he talks about how these platforms are made to actually keep engaging your brain and keep making you use it.
For people like us, man, we actually got value in it. Like real value. But other people who go home, watch Netflix, have a dead job and shit like that, for them it's like, you know, that's their life.
I'm not to be rude, but like I do feel sorry for some people like that, because I do want them to like maybe find something.
Bro, I don't have a TV in my house, innit? And last Christmas I had gone to some friend house here, and they give me the TV remote, like pick whatever you want to watch. I'm like, shit, how like all this choice on TV. You're just flicking through channels and shit. You're flicking through unlimited movies and shit like that. In my head, I thought to myself like, yo, like people live like this. Can you believe it? People go home after work and just flick their life away, bro. They flick their life away. They scroll their life away. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, man. It's like it didn't feel right for me. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like I go on TV and I don't even know what to watch. Cause I don't want to watch anything. I don't want to watch anything unless it's Man United playing. So I love football. Like unless it's sports and I'm watching a cool game and a team I'm engaged with, I won't watch TV. I only watch football, and that's it.
Who's your favourite player on the team, man?
Pogba, man. Come on.
Pogba,
I like him, man. He's a character. Do you know what I mean? He's good, and he's like. Who do I like as well? Do you watch football? Yeah.
I don't really watch it that much, but I kind of know about Manchester.
Rashford as well, man.
Yeah,
he's cool, man. He's young, man. He's like my age, pretty much. Like I like what he's doing for his age, man. Yeah, he's very motivated, good player. That's important, man. Do you know what I mean? So it's good to see someone your age doing something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's inspiring, man. It's good.
Inspiring, man. Yeah. So what advice would you give to What advice would you actually forget the advice part? Probably what helped you get to where you are today, and where you're going.
Right, I invest in myself, innit? All the money that I make.
Sorry, but you might want to say that again. Sorry.
Yeah, I invest in myself, like all the money that I make, like all the time that I got free, like I invest it in myself. Like I'm always working on my craft, yeah. I'm always learning, I'm always reading, always trying to educate myself and put myself in positions where it's like, yo, it's easy to send a DM to somebody, you know what I'm saying? It's easy, but it's not easy to catch a flight and go to their fucking house and knock on their door.
Yeah.
How many people are willing to do that?
Yeah, not many.
Not many people can even get through the border to go America. You know what I'm saying? So
what are the borders like?
A lot of people don't understand. When immigration stop you and they're like, yo, what are you here for? What's the purpose of your trip?
Yeah.
And then they try to confuse you and shit and ask you the same questions over and over again and try and loop you around and that. Like, trust me,
nice,
man.
It's kind of like,
it's not nice, but I'm saying like, in these moments, I'm like, even getting into America is like, people think like you just got there, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So there's loads of little things, man, and it's also like social skills. Cause I'm around so many different types of people in it. I kind of know how these guys roll, how they work. It's all different. Like London, like when I first got to London, I thought like it was like the shit, innit? I was like, yo, man, these people are really living life out here. And then when I went to the States, I was like, whoa, man, these motherfuckers are like another 10 years above these guys. Like, do you know what I mean?
Right.
So now, obviously, the bridge is getting closer and shorter, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like the US and UK bridge. But I feel like, obviously, I broke into the States now, so it's like, it's getting nice. Like, you know, that video dude from London, Rap Man. So I recently watched that interview with him, innit? You know Rap Man?
No, I don't.
You know Rap Man, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got signed to Roc, so that was like a big thing, innit? Because obviously, like, that's Roc Nation.
Roc Nation, yeah.
He got,
big label, man.
Yeah, Jay-Z was ringing him and stuff like that. And it's funny because he has a platform, innit? He's been interviewed and they talk about his story, how he's been working so hard and now finally he got his break. Like last year, I was in the office with Jay-Z's cousin, like I was there, and I work at Starbucks and I live in Cardiff. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? I haven't got a typical like hood story. Do you know what I'm saying? I got like a different story, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just a matter of time before everything goes on blast like that. Do you know what I mean?
I guess really when it boils down to it, it doesn't really matter about the story, although that does help form your character, but I think it matters about the value. Like, you're willing to bring value to the situation, or you're willing to go there and do it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, but story is like what sells to the people, innit? Nobody want to hear about some guy that already had some money and he made it. Do you know what I'm saying? They want to hear about that struggle, man. They want to hear about how you fucking slept on the couch and had no money in your bank account and your bank card got declined and all this stuff. They want to hear about that crazy shit, man.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean? So
no one likes too much for straight arrows.
Yeah, they want a story, man, because all of these people, like Floyd Mayweather, like, you know, his parents were on drugs, there were shootings going on. Conor McGregor, he was on benefits and all this crap. Like, people love the underdog story, innit? So it's like, you need a story. I feel like in life, to be like, you know, to sell to everybody, you need an underdog story.
You need a narrative, man.
Yeah, man. You can't just go in there like, and my mum had money and
you know what
I'm saying?
Like,
fast, man, like what is your actual history? Do you get me? So obviously, I'm not gonna go too much into my history, but I got crazy history. You know what I mean? So
pretty much the same here, man. My family growing up was just a bit mad, to be honest. I think we know that, but that's a conversation for another day. I'll probably come out with that one day, man.
One day, man.
If my family are cool with it, you know, I'm not gonna fake them out like that.
You can't give everything away as well, man. Do you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep some aces behind, man.
Sorry, man. There's a mystery behind this voice, man. If you feel me, y'all don't even know who I am, man. Farron Kelly, the fuck that?
Yeah, that's not even your real name.
Yeah, man. That's my alias. Right, we should probably wrap this up now. And do you want to any other things you want to say, bro? Like, when I hit them up with any more value? Leave them with something, man.
Nah, I don't know, man. I can't put me on the spot like that, innit? Because you just messaged me and you're like, yo, you want to do a podcast? I was just doing my work and I was like, you know what, let's go. I'm not even in the podcast mindset, but obviously this is just a conversation. There's always value in conversation.
For sure.
If people are willing to listen.
Yeah, they say like conversations like...
And not even that, bro. If people want to know something, they just got to reach out. Do you know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. Like, okay, you listen to this podcast, you want to know more, you reach out. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go get it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit there and listen and be like, oh, that was a dope podcast, man. That was pretty cool. I learned from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, that's nothing. That's just sound. You know what I'm saying?
It's like we could talk about all this, but it's down to you to actually wanting to do it.
Yeah,
like I got a link to my social media, so if you ever want to ask me any questions, it's fine. But the thing I learned, last maybe 5 years, in the last couple of years, I've got a lot more execution. But before that, I was very heady. I was like, oh yeah, I think this, I think that, but I wasn't doing anything. I was more like, and that was good in a sense, because I was very young doing that, which I'm grateful for, because now it's given me a lot of values and mindsets and ways of thinking. And I think it's a good process to go through, but I think if you get stuck there forever, it's like just a spiral of nothingness.
Yeah, it depends, innit?
It depends though, innit?
Like who you talk to.
Yeah, it depends on what you like as well. What's the balance for you, really?
You need people in your life that change your direction, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be around the same people. You might meet someone and they might say this one thing to you and boom, you just switch your direction.
And it drops, innit? You're like, whoa.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, for me, it's like, I've had so many people there, man, to guide me. They're almost like angels. Like, I always feel like every situation that I have, I'm always like, yo, someone's gonna save me. I always have that faith, you know what I mean? Like, I go to LA on my own, like, no plan. I come out, like, on top of the stars and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck happened? Do you know what I mean? Because I always have faith, man. I'm not, like, a scared guy. I go direct. If I have a problem, I like to go direct towards the problem. I don't like to run away from the problem. Because I'm like, yo, I'm a riser, innit? I rise to the occasion. I never fall. Give me a stage, I rise. Give me anything, I rise. I never fall, bro. So yeah, man, that's that. Hopefully, like, you know, whoever, I don't know who your audience is, innit? Like, type of people,
I mean,
students and that.
Still to find out, develop over time. But ideally, man, I was thinking it would be towards younger people, like 18 to 30. People who are aspiring.
That's cool. How many? Which number podcast is this? You got
this
a lot.
This is about, I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but it's probably about 15, 16.
That's a lot. Man.
I'm just trying to build up a lot of content before I release it. So this is still unreleased. This will all be released probably the end of this month, and then the end of this month ideally. Then I'm trying to build a community out of it. So I want to get like as many young independent thinkers together, where they have a community where people can like talk about ideas and things, but we can also set projects and work with partnership organisations to actually create something. But then we have like a community of people who are actually aspiring. They feel like they can relate to something, but then helping them in their individual lives as well as helping us with our projects. So it's a vice versa, win-win relationship for all of us. Building something, man. See where it goes, innit, man? It may change next couple of years. Maybe like, oh well, actually.
That's good, man. It's good to experiment with things, innit? Figure out what your actual thing is. You know what I mean? Because develop yourself in it. Spend less time on social and just like develop who you are, man. Because trust me, that's the value, bro. That's the money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what your goal is. Like, if you want to make money, if you want to whatever, but eventually the money. You will get the money because you're so unique at what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just want to do what I enjoy more than anything, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just want to have like good friends, good experiences. Just have a lifestyle which is truly fitted around me. Do you know what I mean? Live life truly fitted around who I am at my core, like you were saying, and just figuring out my core more. I think whilst I'm young, I'm just trying to figure out more. See where it goes, man. Like, it's not like I want to be some like billionaire or millionaire or like conquer the world. Like, I'm not doing this because like I want to go get. I'm doing it because I'm like literally trying to figure myself out, but then try like help other people along the way. Do you know what I mean? And see where it goes.
Just keep going, man.
I like the idea of community though. I like the idea of like people collaborating and being together. I think that's quite cool.
Yeah, collaboration, man.
But then the people who are in a good mindset.
It brings out different like conversation and like just knowledge, innit? Gems, man. Like me, I look at myself, I got gems on gems. Do you know what I mean? But it's like it's up to someone else to extract it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they say like the level of conversation dictates the level of collaboration.
Okay.
I thought that's quite cool.
Sounds right, man.
Alright, cool. So I'm gonna end this here.
Wrap this up, man.
Wrap this up. Do you want your social tag to this?
Yeah, tag my social, man. At Ibby Tarafdar, IBBY TARAFDAR. Darafdar.
Yeah, cool. And I'll also have links to his social on the website and also underneath iTunes for you guys to link on. I'm also going to have a link to your business page. So if any of you guys also want to hit him up for graphic design, as you guys probably tell, he's an awesome graphic designer, so he's someone you definitely want to work with. And probably if they could swing a question or two through to you, maybe, if anyone's got... Yeah, man.
Yo, man, I'm open to everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a closed guy, man, so... Do you know what I mean?
That's it. And make sure you come hit us up on Collective Connect on all platforms. That's the website, Facebook, and the Instagram. And join the community. You can come on one of the podcasts, have a chat with me. And yeah, man, just keep it real. Have a good weekend. I hope you guys took value from this, but more importantly, do something about it. Anything you want to say before we leave?
Nah, peace out, bro.
Peace out. All right, sweet. We end it there. Thank you, guys.